You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.
Hey everybody, Adam Rank here.
What's up, friends? Daniel Dopp here from the Fantasy Focused Football Podcast over on ESPN.
It's Fabs here, Michael Fabiano from Sports Illustrated.
You know who you can trust if you've got some questions about your fantasy squad?
Want to check out a cool show on YouTube that'll help you get ready for the fantasy football season?
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network.
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network. If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You want to lose your league?
Head on over to YouTube. Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network because they're doing everything they can to make you a better fantasy player.
You got to get right with the Get Right Fantasy Network.
You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.
What up, world? Welcome back to the Get Right Fantasy Network. It is Friday night. We got our Friday night mocks going on. I'm here with my buddy, Kendall. What's going on, Kendall?
Hey, man, just happy to be back. Sorry for the hiatus, everyone out in YouTube land. We've been away. We've not been in your feeds for a while. Trying to be good dads over here. Good dads first, fantasy second. But we're back. First Dynasty startup draft of the post free agent frenzy period. So I don't know about you, Mike, but I'm pretty interested. We got 30-second picks, so I'm kind of curious. I like the 30-second picks in this format to kind of force yourself into snap decisions, not necessarily calculated ones. You kind of figure out you have to figure out what your tiebreaker is. Otherwise, the clock runs out. So I'm not expecting perfect drafts, maybe even from either of us, but I think it should be interesting as we draft and look back a couple rounds and figure out what we would have changed. I don't know. This is always the time where I set up my tiers much better afterwards when I figure out who was really in consideration and who wasn't. So looking forward to that. And always good to be drafting on a Friday night, right?
Yes, sir. So why don't we get this thing started? We got a lot of people in the chat getting ready to go. We are ready and set. So let's get this thing moving. Moves around a little bit. Get this thing started.
Oh, and get this sound off. Sorry. All right. No surprises.
We got a couple in the chat right now. We got Victorious, who's here in the 10 spot with us today.
What up, Vike, old buddy?
Oh my God, the Colts are signing Laquan Treadwell. I love it. That's absolutely amazing. My buddy is I got a buddy that's also a Vikings fan, and he is the biggest fan of Laquan Treadwell. Never understood it. He'll grab him anytime. It makes no sense to me at all. I laugh every time it happens. We got Jamie. What's going on, man? Great to have you here. He goes, yo, what up, guys? What's going on, man? He goes, also, I need to change my PFP to Kyler now. Yes, you do.
Yeah, actually, I'm curious, man. Classic. I know you got your pick here, so feel free to talk through that. I'll get some questions later.
Why did you guys put me in this scenario? You guys put me in a really, really crappy scenario. I'm going to try something.
I love that. I was debating Puka at my pick. I did I want to go with more of a safe, structured build to make the decisions a little less crazy earlier. I also know I like more wide receivers than anybody in terms of depth, so I didn't want to screw myself too early.
What's going on, Rachel? Great to have you here. Hamill in the house, having John here as always in the 5-hole. I love how Vince changed it up a little bit at the 102 with Chase. That's a nice little change. I should have went Gibbs. Like I keep thinking in my head, like
If I'm you, I think I go Gibbs there.
Yeah.
I no joke thought about Gibbs at the 104, and I think I'm gonna hit a point where I tend to like this mid range of quarterbacks a lot.
Yeah.
So if anything, this Drake May pick is probably gonna feel bad at some point in time. I don't know. I just there's so many running backs I don't want to draft that if I don't get a super premium early and take a little bit of value loss,
Yeah.
I feel like I end up bleeding way harder later on. So I'm kind of reminding myself, no matter how wrong it feels, given that I'm not exactly a heavy RB guy, right? I'm kind of like late and great. If I don't take a premium early, my entire team is pretty much set up to be like year 2, 3 because half the team's not startable. So we'll see.
Yeah, I always have a rough time with trying to figure out what to do, especially in startups and which direction I want to head. I am mostly a guy that I'll stay away from a lot of rookies, especially if it's pre-draft, pre-NFL draft, to be clear. Just because we don't know where these guys are going to go. A lot of these guys are still kind of this class is very unsure. Like you can just tell from how a lot of the reports go that a lot of teams or a lot of people aren't really on board with a lot of what's going on. Oh God, they put me in a bad spot here.
Well, I wonder what Classic is thinking here. I mean, you had a huge positional run here, so you've got some quarterbacks that fell to you. At the same time, we can kick the can down the road a little bit.
No, I can't.
Herbert over Mahomes. I like Herbert over Jackson Dart too was the bigger one.
You know, I love Jackson. I love what's going to happen with John Harbaugh.
Wow. Wow, this is a tough decision. Holy crap! This is how you felt. I got to go between Jeremiah Love and Devon Achane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you about that too. I mean, that's where it's been real difficult and trying to figure out what to do in these particular spots. You know, Vike is saying, Caleb and Jalen. I think you made the right choice there, Vike. I'm not a big Jalen Hurts fan. If Jalen was there, I wouldn't be taking him anyway. There was a couple people in that area that I liked. I feel like there's a few that are going to get back to me on the turn over here. I'm very optimistic, if you will. But I mean, I was going to ask you this question. You went Love, smart. I like it. It's a little bit of an investment since you're going at the 2.9 for him. How are we feeling about Achane this year?
I'm a huge Achane fan. I actually like that. I think his value might dip a little bit. I think people are just leery of it continuing, new offense, and the idea. Really, I think people are a little freaked out about a third round reversal dip. By the way, I don't think I told anybody. Here you go. Have some fun.
Oh, way to tell us that. Way to go, Kendall. Kendall ruined this.
Oh, that is so fantastic. Oh man,
No, he didn't ruin it because I didn't know this until now. So this makes it really fun for me because now
we all forgot technically. So
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the thing.
Yeah. Well, actually, so John's got the question. He's asking. You're both asking me like, what do I think about Achane this year? Easy answer is absolutely. I think he's got the same role. I think one, we know there's no question marks about his talent. He's not just an explosive runner. He's just very good, very smart. And with a team that didn't have a whole lot going on for it, knew Achane was getting the ball a lot, still couldn't stop him. He's just that freaky. People are worried about bringing in the rushing quarterback. But Achane's never really been someone that I look at as I need all these touchdowns from him, right? And I don't think the pass catching really goes away. I think some people think, rushing quarterback, they're going to run instead of the dump off. I think Malik Willis has had time to, kind of watch and develop, watching other quarterbacks. And I think during that time, especially on the Packers, who is a team that historically does pass to the running back successfully. I don't want to say at a crazy level, but very successfully in the way they build their offenses, going back to the old Aaron Jones day. So I think if anything, he's probably learned, hey, getting hit and taking a sack is the worst thing that can happen. It kills a drive. It can kill you. You're going to a team and replacing Tua. Like, you got to wake up in the morning and be like, just don't get hit. And you're coming to this new team, and who's on the team? There's not a whole lot of studs on the team except for Achane. I think they're going to lean into him. I think he's going to have the same role.
Okay.
Maybe not every game plan is going to go the same way. unless there's just a really bad offensive coordinator that wants to turn him into a run up the middle type of situation. I'm pretty into to doubling it, on him. I love him in Dynasty. I'm not selling him at this point. I am buying, and I have to make a pick here.
See, I'm a little different in this particular situation. Their O-line is garbage. Absolute garbage, and they are not doing anything about it. I haven't seen one thing about really any big moves for them when it comes to transactions that involve a lineman. Let me double check my math before I put my foot in my mouth. But at the same time, I haven't seen anything that's really gone making me go, oh my God, like they're going to do something great this year. Like normally, like if you see like the Raiders who go and get Tyler Letterbaum, you think that, oh, okay, they're rebuilding their line. They're doing this. They're trying to get a better situation. In this case, I haven't seen them do anything close to that. They got a line. They got a long snapper. They got Jameer Slayer, who is nothing real crazy. And I haven't seen anything else where they are going and grabbing some, big name person that they are going to try to solidify their line. They let go of Alec Ingle, who is a big, big run blocker. Why the hell are you getting rid of these guys? Thankfully, they re-signed Greg Dulcich. I think that's a very underrated pick for someone to be looking at in this offense because he did very well last year. He's someone that you could look at later down the line in this type of draft. But to be fair, they haven't signed anybody on their line, which means their line is going to be just as bad as it was last year. And if they can't defend Tua as it was last year, if you think that if HN is going to do well in the coming years, I mean, they got to do a lot of work to fill this line. Now, I get it. It's one of those things. Yeah, I know. It's one of those things where they're going to have to rebuild somehow, and I just don't trust that they're at that point in this particular scenario to do well. So I'm not even trying to touch HN. I'm not, honestly, I wasn't on board with him to begin with. I've never really been on board with him. So for me, I'm moving past that and going a different way.
Man,
so you went Jordan Love. You were looking for Purdy there?
Yeah, I was considering Purdy at the 3-9. I'm really, really into Purdy. I just think that offense is always going to be good. I think he has a much higher floor than people give him credit for. Yeah, and I it's one of those talented enough. The offense will prop him up. If they're ever bad, he'll prop the offense up. It's just a really, really safe pick. I like this whole range. I wanted to get a little more value. This is actually interesting. I got to think through Purdy and Love rankings. I think Love is just a little bit buried, but I think that offense is always going to be pretty good. I really wanted one of these two guys. There's this whole run of positional players that's about to happen. It's definitely one to think about because now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't want to get completely boxed out at quarterback, but I tend to like a lot of the later quarterbacks. But there's only a couple. I'm a big Shuck guy, so I mean, if I'm thinking ahead to QB3 situations, what guys are left that I'd want to? Like I'm pretty into buying low on CJ Stroud right now.
Wow. Why do they have Ty Simpson so high?
Yeah, that's
ADP is so annoying.
Super weird. So I don't know. I got to decide. This is interesting. I want to see where they go because I definitely did the safe pick. I did I'm going to take the quarterback here because I still think there's going to be a quarterback run that's clearly happening and I'll get pretty good value on the way back. But I think there's going to be one of the things I'm going to be looking for in mock drafts is how often do I fill up my quarterback room a little bit early and I'm stuck in a spot where like I have 3 quarterbacks and Tyler Shuck is available, or maybe Kyler Murray is sitting out there kind of cheap and I like him as a QB3 as we'll see what happens, got some upside. I think people aren't really buying into Darnold as a fantasy producer. They're still keeping him a little bit buried in the rankings compared to positional players you can take instead. So we'll see how it shakes out. I'm pretty curious.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this is an interesting year for startups and what we're doing. And, with all the changes that happened as of late, I mean, there was so much, I haven't seen this much movement in free agency in quite some time. And it's quite shocking to see how all these guys, where they all fell, how they all fell, things like that. So it's really interesting to me to see. And, I have to kind of weigh that as I go and try to figure out like the type of, oh, fuck me, I'm an idiot. I'm letting it go. It's fine. I'm not like mad at it. I'm just, anyway, I need to figure out which way to go with these types of builds. If I'm either gonna, go with younger or older, or try to, mix it up a little bit. It's so hard for me to go with the rookies at this time of year. Who do you think took the biggest hit with all of the changes that happened, with all the craziness that happened with free agency? Some crazy things with like the Denver Broncos re-signing J.K. Dobbins, and a few other teams signing some other guys like Travis Etienne going to the Saints. Like, who do you think really took the biggest hit to their fantasy value in one way or another when it comes to these guys?
By the way, that pick does not feel right, man. That's the first pick.
Right.
I do not feel great about just taking Mekhi Lemon there. Over
he had apparently he had a rough pro day. A lot of people were in between on what he did.
Well, I think people are definitely like, the press conferences are weird. This is weird. I'm buying the like, yeah, he's a diva wide receiver, but he's
all diva.
He's an insane talent.
Yeah.
At the same time, I don't know. I guess I just like his age at this point. All right, that's the first pick. I think I'm going to regret. Alec Pierce going that early. That's interesting. We'll see if my guy wheels. All right.
Ask that question.
I need to be thinking a little more ahead here. Oh, okay. I was going to take Colston Loveland on the way back, and Breece Hall was the running back that I was thinking about.
Who was Oh, there it is. Vike goes, I really wanted to take Loveland at the 5-3, but think that the double QB star locked me out of that position.
Oh man, what do I do here? Do I go quarterback here? I'm thinking about taking quarterback, but this does kind of fill me up a little bit, man. I don't know. Maybe I can wait. I'm going to try to wait another round on grabbing quarterback. We're going to get a little bit greedy here. Let's go with. Oh man, this is really tough.
Yeah, you got.
I'm gonna call my shot here on AJ Brown.
Put me in a spot
spiking.
I'm wondering if this guy makes it back to me. I don't think he does. I'd be surprised if he does, and if he does, I'm taking him.
Stroud was definitely in consideration there for me. Now I think about it, like Stroud versus Devonta Smith in the dynasty market, like Stroud is definitely more valuable for sure. What's throwing me off is this group of wide receivers is really, there's this massive group of wide receivers that I don't think is ranked efficiently or appropriately yet on Sleeper. Like if I had my rankings up, it would, the fact that I'm looking at Denzel Boston and KC, like I think they're ranked a little aggressively for me right now, even with their age.
Oh, all of them are.
That Judkins pick feels really, really nice.
It does. I wanted him at the 5-6, and I'm kind of glad that I waited until the 6-7 to see if he made it. I wanted to just solidify my running backs early and have a good young group of guys that are in consistently. I don't want to call the Rams a rush heavy offense, but in an offense that's actually good. And Junkins, I understand his whole situation. I'm a little nervous about it. They did lose a lot of linemen, so that's my only caveat to him. But I am interested to see how that will turn out in the end. There were a couple other considerations I had. I'm kind of seeing if they all come running back to me, but if they do, we'll see. I'm kind of curious right now how other positions are going to be falling for me right here, seeing where a couple of guys land, where I'm kind of interested in still, and trying to see if maybe I can, get a piece of these offenses that I'm, really interested in. We'll see. There's one QB that I was looking at.
Yeah, I really needed to know like where Shuck went. I needed to do the test of like, all right, what comes back in the 7th when it goes down this way, and I think the answer is it's just I want to do enough of these to figure out like how can I really play the QB position, because normally the last couple of years I have been doing the mid-level quarterbacks not going early, and that paid super well, right?
Yeah.
Purdy was lower than he finished. You know me, I was the massive Drake May guy. Drake May was my favorite QB to draft last year. That was one of the best calls. And I was definitely the JJ McCarthy sucks. I think Drake May is going to be better. That's maybe the best call I think I've made in fantasy in my career.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. I wasn't really
that's
big
not
on
bad.
JJ. I was hoping he went to the Giants just because I wanted a QB at that point, but honestly, I'm glad that they didn't go for him and they went with Neighbors.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm super in on Neighbors this year too, man. I'm hoping he gets a little bit of the injury. I don't really remember how amazing he was bumped, but I remember watching him on the field, just being that dude is built different.
Oh yeah, no, he is definitely a talent, and I'm really excited to see what he has moving forward. It's really exciting to see what he might do. This is a tough one for me. I have two guys that I'm in between on, and one guy will change the direction of what I want to do.
Oh, this is going to affect a lot of things for me too. I wonder how this is going to go.
Yep,
that was going to be mine. I think that's the right pick. I absolutely think that's
it. Really,
there.
It really is. You can't not go with the a team that went to the Super Bowl and won it. It's got to go with Super Bowl champs here, and on top of that, he did well. He's 28. He's young still has a few years left. Is still attached to Jackson Smith and Nick Jigba. I'm a little curious. I'm a little upset with myself that I didn't go JSN right here and then was be able to do a good combo like that. But I'm still happy with the choice. I'm just wish I could have waited, or wish I could have went a different direction. And it wouldn't have made my Kyron Williams with Puka, where I hate playing two guys on the same team unless I absolutely have to, especially if I have the choice,
I am definitely with you on that one for sure.
Ooh,
okay, I think we're rounding out. As long as I can find one of my late QB3 targets, I think I'm all right. Love Pearsall there, by the way. I think that is a massively underrated pick. I don't know why Pearsall isn't being valued where I think he should be.
Well, I think the trade. I think what just recently happened with Mike Evans joining them, I think that's a big factor of what could really, really help him moving forward. I think he takes a ton of coverage away from him, and it will make it so that I think he's a better 2 than he is a 1, to be quite honest. And I think that will help him more than it will hurt him.
Yeah, I love that take. I mean, it was a couple years ago when I think it was the had to be like the Zay Flowers, Jordan Addison year where just it was such a good year to draft wide receiver 2s. They all absolutely crushed it. And like you drafted them at value because they still, didn't finish that way, but they were just absolutely insane.
Yeah. Well, it's also according to where they land. I mean, in this case, he's just in a good position. He was never really a good 1. He's a better 2. And I think that he can work, and I think it can work itself out, especially with Kyle Shanahan. And, they definitely think, I think he is trying to get him more involved. And I think only Evans can really take that and make it, work for everybody because he's been a part of it.
This pick feels gross, but I do have McMillan, so felt like I kind of had to do the correlation play there. Little bit gross, but I don't know. I mean, you've got picks coming up late, so I mean, if you get sniped, you get sniped. But who do you like if you have to between the range of Ward, Young, Daniel Jones, and Michael Penix in that kind of suite? Who do you like out of that group if you have to take one?
Say that again.
Cam Ward, Bryce Young, Michael Penix, Daniel Jones. I kind of see these guys in a somewhat similar tier. They're not the same person. Daniel Jones is obviously a little older, but Ward, Young, Penix fit that underperforming but young, has something. We haven't seen it yet. You can even kick out DJ if you want to. But
no, I was going to keep him in it. Actually, I like him a lot. I'm a big. I loved what I saw this year with him out there. The Achilles tear is unfortunate, but it is something that I think is really something that he will come back from. Everything's going to be fine moving forward with him. I'm a big Jones fan over Ward. I'm not. I'm not on board yet with Ward. I do think that Dable can work with him and make him better. And I think that can, really affect things. I think by age, I think he has to go above, like based on Dynasty, he has to be above him. So I kind of agree with T. Hummel here in the context of Ward Jones. I'm a little higher on Penix than Young, but it's just my own personal preference of who I like. I like what I like what Penix has shown me in the past, and I think he can come back and he'll be fine, and he can still sling that ball better than I think Young can. I think the new offense and everything over there is going to be better too, and he's not going to have to worry about Cousins on his back and stuff like that. So I think he'll be fine. So I'm a little bit more on Penix, but I think Young might be in a better position, just with his coaching staff and the players that they're looking to go around now. I mean, I have to say it. Carolina might have had one of the best free agencies I've seen in quite some time with what they did and how they did it.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at that same take. Honestly, they've been reasonable, and like they only need a couple of people to level up a little bit, plus decent coaching. I mean, there's something to be said about when you make the playoffs. I think it's a team that didn't have a winning culture for a long time, and I think like mentally that affects organizations, not so much players, but the organization affects the players in that way. So just seeing they had a little bit of success, I think they can build on it, not meteorically. I'm not going to be super spicy on a Bryce Young led anything, but I think they can be like better than competent, right? I think their run game, their offensive line, I think is above average, and I do think their run game is going to be above average, and that's just a recipe to like make the rest of it a little easier to make it work, right? So. Yeah, good. Oh, you got to be loving that pick right there.
I found it at the last second. I'm like running through everyone's ADP, and I'm like trying to find people who I want at this point. I'm like, because I caught it late. I was like, all right, I'll take it. You twisted my arm. No, I was kind of hoping guys like Algier and Tootin would fall back to me in this round so that I could grab them here. I've always been a proprietor of making sure any team that I've ever made, I always am more running back heavy than I am wide receiver, regardless of the particular format. I know this is 3 wide receiver, and normally you're trying to build up your wide receivers. Wide receiver is a deep position in general because there are so many more than there are running backs. So I always aim for the running backs, trying to get the good ones that I can try to make and solidify my team a little bit so that I have these really good, solid players. But right now I missed out on that because I was running through and Tootin was the one that I was really hoping got to me at this point, but he fell, or he didn't fall, and Victorious grabbed him. Pain him.
Yeah. Tootin was in consideration for me with the Bryce Young pick, but then for me it was a simple equation of like who's worth more in the trade market, just real simple, right? Like Bryce Young or Bashal Tootin. It's like Bashal Tootin has to break out before that happens, right? Oh, that was going to be my next pick, man. Well played, Vince. Yeah. I was considering Malik Willis over Bryce Young too at that point. He was so buried in the rankings. I played a little bit of ADP game and got absolutely busted.
I still have some options that I see here. Oh, never mind. God damn it. God, I hate this damn app. Victorious goes, Tootin would have gone earlier if his sleeper ADP didn't bury him. Yeah, no, that's true.
Wow. Vince is absolutely slaying this draft, by the way.
Oh, come on.
Wow, Rico goes to.
I wanted Mangione.
Oh, I got in queue there.
You guys, this is why I do these with you guys and only you guys, because you guys make this so much harder, and it's so much better because you guys challenge us to be better, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Now the fun part is trying to find the next guy that I want right now, and I'm starting to get to a range where I see one guy. And I think I'm going to take him here because it just makes the most sense.
Yeah, I got a lot of picks that I still like here. I'm still in that like I'm playing this like I'm drafting for real, where I don't want to talk about like a pick coming up.
Yeah.
But
I'm never going to talk about it.
Just let it roll. I mean, in my opinion, like right now, Michael Penix feels like a bit of a value just as if he doesn't lose and he keeps the starting job. Right now, he's like a cheap Bryce Young. I scroll all the way down. I'm planning, if no one draft, I'm going to get a Jacoby Brissett share pretty soon in this draft.
Dude, don't even say it because I was going to do that.
Well, everyone's
he was
playing
my
the
ace in the hole.
Everyone's playing the waiting game. Okay, looking how this draft has played out, everyone's got a good queue. All right, people are reaching 20 picks for the right picks, so I don't think I'm surprising anybody. Like I look at enough picks, and be like, all right, this is a sharp ass room. It's over.
We have 3 teams, I believe, 4 teams now. God damn you, Adam C, who's listening. We have
Adam, get in the chat and tell me would you have picked Brissett if I didn't say anything. Mike needs to know if that was on me.
It is on you. I blame you. What was I going to say? I was going to say there are 4 teams now with 3 QBs, which normally, I mean, this is a 20 round, mock. So honestly, in most situations, you're having these, you're having all 20. But still, Duarte, no, it's okay. I know. Yeah, I see him there. It's okay. Raven, don't go quick. Don't go quick. Let him get back. There we go. Good. Smart. This is why I like these guys. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, this is a stacked draft. I actually like that. I think everyone is drafting at a pretty high. I'm not paying that much attention to like other people's drafts because like the rankings are so like not established that you've got to really lock in at 30 seconds. So I feel like my commentary is all over the place tonight.
Well, I'm in the same boat because we're both trying to look for players. We're both trying to find guys that are worth it. At this point, all the guys that I was really looking forward to are gone, which is fine. Now it's just trying to piece it all together and make it work. Adam goes, yeah, he was the top of my queue. A little worried with Murray and JJ. Yeah. I don't think anyway. Like I want to see how far JJ goes in this whole thing.
Travis Hunter is an interesting one.
Man. He can stay on the board until next year.
Yeah, I think he's staying on the board.
Well, because he's only going to be getting 40%, if less. I think less now. I think they were talking about him getting much less than what he did in the past.
Yeah, he's going to be like a worse Isaac Tesla now.
Yeah. See you later, brother.
Well, I guess I'd say better Isaac Tesla. Honestly, who scores more fantasy points, Isaac Tesla or Travis Hunter, is kind of an interesting one.
Yeah, no, I agree. Oh, I have a couple guys that are coming up. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I have like
I'm gonna take Kendall's way of doing things.
Right.
I'm gonna take a Kendall approach in a minute. This is gonna be fun for me, at least. I got a bunch of guys that I'm really interested in.
I think
I might be reaching a little bit, but it's okay. It's definitely okay.
Do I do you?
So John has a really good question. I'll wait till Kendall's done with his pick so that we can get a full idea. Here we go. He goes, do you expect the Cardinals to throw the ball as much as they did last year with the new coaching staff in place?
Do we expect the Cardinals?
That's a great question.
No. The easy answer is no. They've got a sweet running back that we all love, and they're going to have the ability to now run the ball. And they didn't have a running game of any kind, and now they have a healthier Benson. Connor's still there, a healthy Benson, and a running back that I like better than all of them at this point. So I think they're actually going to have that run game, and it's not going to be the aberrant super high passing that they had before. I still think it's going to be above league average. I don't think that's a team that knows how to run the ball well. Playbooks based off of not knowing how to do that. But when you have that many solid running backs available, you're just gonna run the ball. And they're a team that's not planning on being crazy. So a good game plan is run the ball, slow the game down, slow the clock down, try to keep it as close to a one possession game as you can. And I probably should have gone Stowers there, actually. Stowers or Gadsden? It's a quick question for you. Who do you think? Do you like Stowers at all, or?
I haven't looked too much into the rookie class. I would have probably went Gadsden just because I like him better.
We both like Herbert, so it's easy to like Gadsden.
Well, no, I liked him just for my build. If he could get there, I went Evans instead of Gadsden. I should have went Gadsden, but I didn't want to double up on tight end. I always feel like I'm losing around if I'm doing it that way. I do have some
close,
guys that I can wait with because ADP is killing it right now, where they are just knocking all these wonderful, wonderful like gems that I have down, which is fantastic. So continue to keep drafting all these wonderful people while I go grab some other guys that I know are going to be good, like Tyrone Tracy. You guys
Yeah,
all
I
are on
don't
my
mind that
boy
pick.
Cam, and you guys all want my Cam, my Cam Scattaboo to be the lead guy, and Cam. Let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen. Tracy had a good year too. He had a very good year when Scat went out, because Cam was covering for Tracy when Scat was out. So they were both covering for each other and both did well. Tracy had one of the best. I forgot. I got to look at this. I posted the stat the other day. I'm looking it up now because I want to get this right. He had like one of the best run averages for like NFL running backs. I have to find it, but it's going to be deep in my Twitter feed because, of course, I have been posting crazy stuff all week about the Giants because I'm excited about what they did. They just picked up Patrick Ricard. I'm really, really happy
That
about
was a
that pick.
sick pickup.
So happy about that pick. It like you don't even know. Like I was so thrilled that pick happened. That they went and got him.
Perk, love that pick, buddy. Oh, that whole run.
Oh, God damn it.
Golden,
God
Hunter,
damn
and
it.
Downs. That was literally my entire. Is that your Q too? Oh,
No,
jeez.
it wasn't all three. It was freaking Downs. Downs is the one that I was waiting for to come back to me.
Downs is going to be. I mean, he was a my guy last year.
good.
Obviously, that was a complete disaster. But I'm going to double up on him. Oh, I think he could be so good again this year. That injury in the preseason just absolutely just derailed everything from training camp.
No, he's gonna be so good.
Oh
like
man,
him so much.
yeah. Oh, I like that pick a lot. Oh, do I like, dude?
Oh, God damn it! That's the other
dude.
guy.
Watching McMillan come back out, like first of all, watching him come back from that neck injury,
from
was
that
just
neck
super
injury,
cool.
yeah.
Like from a fan of the NFL, like love to see it, right? You know,
Oh, for
having
sure.
a bunch of kids now that are probably going to watch football. I don't know if they're going to play or not, but like just seeing him recover from that was awesome. But he comes back and like, yeah, I threw a couple of dart throws on him in DFS just because it would be super
for
fun.
sure.
And then he just blows up out of nowhere first game back. Like, yeah, he was nice. And people forget he was very good in college and played with very, very good competition. So he was used to NFL caliber wide receivers and playing against them from his entire collegiate career, pretty much. That's awesome. Where are you going with this one, Mike?
This is going to be a fun one. I have a few guys that are on my list. One guy in oh, it changed to 6 minutes now. What happened?
It changed to 6 minutes. Wait.
Yeah, it has 6 minutes 19 seconds. That's weird.
No, make it. He tries check break at 6 seconds.
Oh shit. Oh, what the hell's going on here? Okay, that one was like a stress pick. My thing said 6 minutes on it.
What a stress pick my ass, man. No, you just love the Tennessee Titans, man. You're a
no,
Titans
see,
homer.
that was a stress pick. I already have a Titan. I don't want him.
Yeah.
I should.
Well, you can tell me about all. I have so many delicious options here for me. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Well, this is what happens when we do these things live.
I don't have so many delicious options, but I like this the Surratt pick here. Okay.
So mad at myself right now.
Okay. By the way, this is my favorite buy low right now. I'm starting to get even more into it. I'm gonna see what you think, but yeah, this is an auto pick for me.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Remember when Jaden Reed was like nearly a like almost worth 2 first-round picks level of spiciness? That was the other one. I was considering JJ McCarthy as if Kyler doesn't work out and JJ gets better, he can absolutely have a very, very interesting comeback. That could be one of the better picks in long-term value. I thought I could get him on the comeback. It's the only reason I didn't pick him.
I'm not a big fan overall of Jaden Reed. I just haven't been. I never have been. He's not someone that I'm looking to aim to get. Like I don't know. There's something about him I just don't like. I can't. Excuse me. I can't get behind it. God damn you, Vince.
Dude, Vince is having one of an all-time draft.
The crazy part is Vince
draft,
or I had Mason Taylor queued up and I then panicked. God damn. I'm so mad at myself right now.
Okay,
And the only
this
reason
is-
why there
shit,
are
this is
Tennessee
tough.
Titans around is because everybody else is taking everybody else. So I'm in like a weird limbo of trying to find like the guys that I want right now. I'm curious what your thoughts are on Jonathan Brooks. I'm still surprised he's around.
Oh, he's in the queue.
I knew he was.
This was a portfolio pick of when I actually have to go do a dynasty startup. That Benson pick will be one of 3 players. Well, so Victorious brings up the Gainwell over Benson there. This is purely a long-term value pick, right? If I'm playing in a short-term win now window, I think he's totally right there. But the way I typically draft a lot of my teams is definitely based on I'm almost never playing for year one. Most of my players are based on a look at least a full year into the future and just see what the dust could settle then. I agree. I definitely think Benson is in a rough spot. But I also think that 1 year from whatever we think about him right now, I think it's kind of an open season backfield when Connor is fully gone. I have no idea how it shakes out. But even if it shakes out like a Charbonnet Kenneth Walker, where the team just gets better over time slowly, maybe the quarterback hits. I think there's a lot of things that can happen with the Cardinals offense to just be, downright decent. And, maybe Benson's a full bust. He absolutely could be, right? But I would rather have the shot at Benson sometime in the next 2 years kind of becoming a and who would I compare him to? I don't know, like
you know who he compares? For me, he's like Royce Freeman.
Yeah, that's not a bad comp. I was going to go with like Rico Dowdle almost, but with a kind of a different situation. More of a, you don't think he's now he's Rico Dowdle, where he's kind of like, I don't think he's going to, actually he's kind of okay. Yeah. Like if you can think of Trey Benson as if you never drafted him at the 1-2 turn, right? In your rookie draft, if you just look at his overall opportunity and think of him in a much worse way, I think then you're like, well, yeah, he's probably got a lot of opportunity, and we'll see. And who knows who's there? Yeah, there's Brooks. I think I have too many. I couldn't do Brooks on this team with how many Panthers I have, but yeah, Brooks is kind of sneaky, dude. He had how many touchdowns did he have at Texas? Like,
yeah, but that was what 4 years ago.
Oh my god, it can't be 4 years, is it?
It's been at least 3. He's not off a rookie deal yet, and he was I think a first round pick. So. It's definitely in that range, man. That's the crazy part about him is his, current situation is just not something I want to be around. I'm not a big fan of him anyway. Like I wasn't a big fan of him when he came out, and I just couldn't get behind him. So, all right, this is going to be a fun. Oh, god damn you, Adam C. You took the guy I was looking for.
Dude, I thought you were going Trey Harris here for sure.
Oh no, not yet. I have other guys that I am considering.
Oh, I like that Barner pick. I like that so much.
For all those that are going for Arroyo, have fun. Take him. He's yours.
I have so much random AJ Barner because I picked him off of waivers in Dynasty, basically.
I picked him up for nothing everywhere, and I got him on, he's been on my taxi on 2 different leagues. One of my favorite teams that my Dynasty team, I have so many tight ends that it's not a tight end premium, but I have all these guys that were saved up on my taxi squad that were became viable. Gatson was one of them. Barner was another guy. I have I have Eli Alley on my or Eli All on my taxi waiting to come out. I have so many guys. I have Kittle, I have Laporta and Trey McBride and stuff like that. So it's one of those I have so many tight ends, but I can't use any of them.
Dude.
Oh, I've offered for trades and stuff, but everyone offers me dog shit. So I'm sorry, guys. Those that are in my league that are listening and that are in the Get Right group. You guys gotta start offering me better stuff.
Caleb Johnson. Vince is having one of my favorite drafts I've ever seen a single human being come up with in my entire life.
Oh
it
my
is
God.
a work
Caleb Johnson dude, he's been left for dead in Steelers country. God damn Chig.
Chig, that's a great pick.
I was
absolutely
so mad. I wanted him
love
so
that pick.
bad. I
Oh,
wanted
that's
him
such a
so
great
bad.
pick.
He was sitting there waiting. He was so buried in this. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get Chig. I'm gonna get Chig.
Oh man, is it time to pull the trigger on this, dude?
Oh no!
Is it? Oh, I'm not going
no.
Richardson. Is it Shador time though? No, we should just take a good wide receiver here.
Oh,
So
you're
you
a
can't.
dick. Such a dick.
I mean, there's no way he should still be on the board, dude. He could have a serious season.
I know. There are a lot of guys that I have left that I could grab here, and I'm really excited about. I know that it's gonna overdo my Seattle group, but I don't care.
Back to back, Torrey Horton. I would love to see a. Okay, no, let me ask you. Because he's not coming back to me for sure. Was Troy Franklin in consideration for you over Torrey Horton?
Yeah. Yes, he was. I have one other guy queued up, and he is probably going to be my last round pick because I don't think anyone's going to draft him. I'm holding him. I'm going to hold him to the end because I really don't think anyone is going to draft him, and I'll wait and tell you guys at the end about who it is. But I'm kind of curious if anyone will draft him because it's actually quite alarming that I still see him on here.
There's a couple of those picks right now where you really got to dig for them, but I still have a couple.
Well, that's
Mitchell
one of those.
Was one of them.
What's one of those?
That pick.
No, Mitchell was. Yeah, Mitchell's.
If they get a wide receiver, it's really, really bad for him. But if he dodges the high end wide receiver going there,
think about it. Who else is there? Think about it. Who else is there?
I mean, you got Garrett Wilson. I mean, they're linked to a number of they want to go get him. I think it's going to have to be in the draft for him. But
see, here's the thing: they're either going to have to reach for Cardinal Tate, which I think is ridiculous if they go that route. I think that they're not going to go that route. They're going to go some other route that they have to, and then they're going to grab a guy like Lemon, or they're going to grab another guy later on in the second round. So,
that's such a good pick. That was absolutely going to be my pick right there.
Nice,
Mac Jones. Think about in 2 years from right now.
Surprised he hasn't signed.
Mac Jones, I think, is going to be a starter in a year. I think that is one of the best values right now. Is just even in Dynasty, just buying Mac Jones right now. You know he's going to get a start. The one
I'm
day
surprised
Purdy gets
he hasn't been
again,
signed yet.
It's so insane. I think it's a real chance that with the curse of the 49ers and just how that is, if Purdy tears an ACL and does him a Mahomes, Mac Jones is going to win people titles. That is a wonderful pick.
Yeah.
There's the Shador pick. There it is.
Take him.
Yeah. Well, no one wants A-Rich. No one wants the Anthony Richardson pick.
Oh,
gonna make me do it.
You take him.
I don't think anybody has higher upside right now, do they?
No, he's gross. Let him die with dignity.
The weird thing is because the Mac Jones exists, that's why I don't think Anthony Richardson is going to get there. But
the fact that Kelsey was still on the board is shocking.
Yeah, that is.
I'm not a Kelsey fan by any means. I have no will to have him next year. Oh, good. All right, there's one guy that I thought no one would take is Tyreek Hill. Good for you there, John. I like it. But to be fair, I saw his name and I went, what the hell is no one picking him up for if he's going to play for another at least a year and finish as the top 5 tight end, which, to be fair, I did not think in any world that he would end the year as tight end 3. I had him outside tight end 5. There was no way that I thought he would be in there. So
I'm with you on that. But that Jalen Naylor pick is one of my favorites on the board too. That was quite nice. He could be better than I think we're giving him credit for.
I really like Jalen Naylor. It kills my Deontay Thornton, but I really like Naylor a lot. I think he can see a lot of good things coming forward for him down the pipe. I'm surprised Jonnu Smith isn't signed yet. That's a little bit of
there is someone I think I would have taken. I still would have taken Naylor over him. We'll see if he makes it back to me.
Mm-hmm. This is strangely tight end premium, right? I remember you said it unless we said
all my Dynasty anything, whether it's startup, whether it's this or that, it's always going to be 0.5 tight end premium. It's just my standard there. We're going to skip the A-Rich pick. We're not going to do that. We are going to go. Now, they did sign a wide receiver that I think you like quite a bit, but he showed some flashes.
Just pick.
It's a stack for me. Let's get it.
Interesting.
I think the real
I'm
breakout will happen.
I'm not the biggest fan of him. He's more of a 9 route guy. So for me, I'm still not there. Who's the other guy I want?
I think Kyle Williams is going to pull a. I mean, he is more of a 9 route guy, but I think he could pull the Michael Wilson. We saw him a little bit and we buried him because we saw him and then it didn't happen. I think he was just waiting for the right timing, and we'll see what happens. I kind of like him. Where'd he go?
No, where did my guy go?
No. What's in your queue?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with this. Tank Dell was the guy. Tank Dell was going to be the guy that I was going to pick last, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this.
Sweet. Hey, can you scroll down the draft board?
Oh, my bad.
Can't see our picks.
So yeah, Tank Dell was the guy that I really wanted at one point or another. It's a flyer. It's more of just a maybe. We'll see what happens. But this guy was killing it when he was there. I think he can only do good. They kept him on the team. They kept him on a decent deal. And on top of all that, they're just keeping him around. I love it. I can't wait to see what he can do coming back, I think, this year from his very, very crazy bad injury, which was the reason why I didn't think anybody would take him. So I'm really, really happy about that. I'm trying to find – there's some other guy that I'm really excited to see if he actually is still here. And I keep looking, and I don't see him yet. Oh, there he is. I see him. He's
been spotted.
He's buried. Absolutely buried. And you know what? It's worth it for this type of draft, especially for what we're doing and why we're doing it, to just because of how – crazy the year has been and the availability of so many. Like, there's not really a ton of availability right now out in the free agent market. So for me, I am really excited because if this pick gets to me, I might go crazy.
I'm curious now. You have my full attention.
Well, it's just because I thought in redraft he is going to go much higher, especially if. Oh my God. I am very shocked.
Oh, Helani.
Helani. They haven't grabbed anybody.
You gotta be a Seahawks fan at this point, man. You own half the team.
I'm not even trying at this point. These are just really good valued guys that no one's
on the clock here.
No one's been grabbing. So I was like, screw it. Why not get a guy like Helani who could take over that backfield? They haven't gone to anybody in free agency. There's still all these really unnamed guys everywhere. Like, no, I'm good. And now my last round pick, I can find some, craziness out there. Maybe a quarterback.
Little QB, you want to grab yourself some Cousins? See if he just glory roads it for a couple more.
I'm the only one that would go for Cousins, to be quite honest. No, unfortunately, I would have to. I'm going to go with my. I don't know if it's a gut pick. It's a guy that I have everywhere, and it's either going to be him or somebody else. So we'll have to wait and see how this turns out in the next 3 picks. But there are a couple guys there are 2 guys that I would want to fall to me at this point.
All right, I got 3. I could either go with Njoku as he'll get traded to the Eagles and then be very relevant, and I can trade him in season for something. I can go Tez Johnson for next year when he probably gets the Jalen Naylor treatment.
Well, remember Njoku is released.
I think he's going to sign with the Eagles. Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm going to pull the trigger on that. It's pretty close. I'm seriously considering Tez Johnson there. I also think really, really sneaky pick is Jaden Blue right now. Didn't do anything last year, but he'll have a shot to do something this year behind a Javonte.
For me, it's between Justin Fields and my other quarterback, and I'm going to pick the other quarterback just because he's younger.
Ooh,
Tanner
Tanner McKee. I mean, he's spiced up as a pretty
No
solid
one-
backup there.
Oh, really? Legette's on the board? That's funny.
That
I-
is hilarious. Well, and like
really-
Jalen Coker went like 10
I'm a little
rounds.
upset because Coker was one of my choices too, and I had him queued up, and then he disappeared at one point. Wait, did he get drafted? No, Coker didn't get. Oh, son of a bitch! Where did he go?
Dude, Coker definitely got drafted. For sure.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, he got drafted.
Oh, where did he get drafted?
Let me see if I can control F here.
I don't see him. Unless he got grabbed well ahead of me. Oh, 12-3? Really?
I was just saying, like literally, like almost like 10 rounds ago. It's
Oh, there he is.
pretty fun.
I see him. I was gonna say that I thought he was in the back end group, not the front end group, because I was looking for. He was one of my choices at the 13-6.
Wow, dude.
Man, this was intense.
That's why I went the full 20 though. I feel like the last 10 rounds were like almost more interesting than the early picks. Like,
Oh
really
yeah,
had
for
to head
sure.
through. So hope
It makes
everybody
me think.
enjoyed that. By the way, I'm a big fan of like I know the 30-second picks are crazy, but it's the only thing that
Oh,
allows
dude,
us
it makes
to get
me-
to the and we can get this whole 20 round draft done in under an hour, which is pretty
Oh,
dope.
I love that. Yeah, I absolutely love that. And we were gonna adjust the timing too, so I'm glad that we didn't. We kept it going. So now it's trying to look at who did well here and who
Right?
didn't. And it's
Yeah.
going to take a second. We got 12 teams, 20 positions. So we're going to, be talking a little bit more than we normally do to kind of get an idea, kind of wasted airspace here.
Vike, we will be doing 10-second pick drafts coming up at some point. They won't all be 10 seconds. It's going to be like
no.
they'll know about it. It's a lightning round. But I can tell you, the last time we did a startup like this with 10-second picks, and I think we did a redraft one like this. No, it might have just been Dynasty. It is still my most favorite draft. I think I was actually sweating. It was intense. It was like an event to be at. It was awesome. So it was probably the best draft preparation I can recommend to anybody. Do 10-second picks with other human beings that are on the same 10-second clock. The amount of like oops, triple auto because they forgot to unset because half the picks ended up being auto picked to the queue because of how fast it is, and just the sheer amount of scrolling you have to do. It's intense. That was one of the more I regretted how drunk I was during that draft. It was brutal, man. So we'll see.
Me and Mike went down, or me and Raven went down the same path of getting our two QBs early and got our QB late.
So it's hard to look at whole teams because you have to
I'm looking at
really
both.
absorb it, right? But do you pick me some runs of players that because of the run or grouping or X, from pick X to pick X, right? Or your start, if you will. What are some guys that you think had a really successful portion of their draft, given that we can't look at everything? Who's coming to mind on the onset for you?
That's a good question. I'm looking through everybody's team. I mean, a lot of players either went, I'm trying to look at the build and how they, what positions they valued and what they didn't. I see T. Hummel doing a good job at at the front, especially with, Josh Allen Bowers and T. Law with the third round reversal there.
Chat, by the way, chime in. Let us know who you think cooked a little bit, and I need a sniper award out there. Who sniped the most?
Oh my god, it was like it was like Vike and who was it? Vike
Vince and Pastor.
Yeah.
I think they were really sniped. Yeah, Vike, Vince or Pastor. Chat, get in there. Who sniped your Q the most? I gotta know.
They all sniped me the most. I'm liking what Vince did with his room in general. He's got a really solid wide receiver room with a good mix of everything. Running backs are pretty solid for the most part, but a little weak in my opinion. Pastor did I thought he did pretty well overall. His wide receivers might be a smidge weak, but I think everything else is pretty, average. You did a great job as usual. Getting a lot of value with some guys, but going a little bit, you're definitely a year 2, 3 guy with your Love and Coleman picks to, round it out, hoping Charbonnet does well off his injury. John doing well, like his team. It's very balanced, like mine. I like the balance with the Lave and McConkey, going with Flowers and Worthy and all them. I like that. A little bit of a balance there. Went a little late on tight end that I still like though. Tim, I'm liking the team. A little young at wide receiver and a little uncertainty at that position as well. But running backs are okay. I think you're manageable. QBs, you hit it out of the park.
Yeah, he went for them rookies, man. He likes Katron Allen and Claiborne there. I don't mind. I don't mind that.
No, Dildo. I like what you're doing here. For the most part, Brian Thomas Jr. is one of the better picks that you had, just with the value that you got from him. Hoping that he can come back this year and have a great year with T-Law. But loving the rest of your room. You did well with the Brown and HN pick. Did anyone else hear that? Did anyone else hear the news conference? It's Travis HN. It's not.
Yeah, right, dude. What is that? Are we getting trolled by that?
No, man. He said it. He said it at the news conference. He's like, it's HN. I've said it 100 times and no one listened to me. But yeah, you did real well.
I think it's an accent thing, though. I don't think it's not a ch sound, because it's
but
like
that's
it's
what
like,
he said, man. He said it sounds like HN, and that's what it is. I'm like, okay.
I think it's more of a French thing, right? Like
maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he
just let it go. He let it go anyway. I don't mind it with the running backs, the wide receiver or the QBs. I think you did well there. I think it's at a point where you can figure out when Mendoza does, if he goes to the Raiders. You still have Hurts and Stafford, which is good, and they're solid for you for now. I'm not a big Hurts fan, but you got a good value for him based on how he's been in the last few years.
He doesn't have to be a top 5 quarterback when you don't draft him top 5, right?
No. And then I thought that was good. I didn't mind your team there, Adam C. I mean, you did pretty solid with the guys that you got at QB. Your running backs are pretty solid overall. I think you have a lot of promise with that. And then wide receivers, you pretty much, I think you hit on a lot of them. We'll see where Juwan Jennings goes. I hear he's linked to the Giants, so we'll see how that goes. But Drake London, I like, Collins a little bit, both those guys are solid receivers, but, a little bit of question marks with changes in teams and, things that's going on. Victorious, solid draft as usual. I think he grabbed a lot of value late with his running backs. They're in the lower, they're like a mid-tier running back group, but I think the wide receivers kind of round it out a little bit and make it good. Duarte doing good over here. I like what he has. Overall, Bo Nix and Chuck love that grouping. Love the
his quarterback room. I love that. If Penix comes back and is like decent in a couple years, that's such good value. Group.
And then on top of that, just all his supporting casts and the guys that he drafted as a whole, with St. Brown and Neighbors, nailing them at the those turns and getting Addison late and getting guys like Samuel and Hunter, I think those guys can round out a good, a good wide receiver room. Getting Tucker Kraft and Juwan Johnson, I think, are really solid picks for him as well. So really like what Duarte did. I know he had to leave halfway through it, but he did key up a bunch of his guys. Liking what Raven did. Just went a little on the older side, which is completely okay, and normally what I do. So I was going to say
that's totally on brand for you, for sure.
This is my brand of team of normally what I would draft in the for the most part. So really solid team. He's probably having the highest probability of winning next year off the top. Him
and Adam, I think are probably going for it.
Yeah. So or me. I just didn't do.
Oh yeah, I feel like I never look at my team. I never look at yours. I always get them last.
Oh, I always give myself a really bad grade because a lot of the things that I did during this draft were a lot of like just quick and unknown picks, like doubling up at the Rams and tripling up with some Tennessee guys and So I had a lot of picks that I wish I would have changed and it would have been a better draft. But
yeah. I don't know. I feel like your draft hinges. It's super big. You always draft pretty balanced. I think it's pretty balanced.
I always try. Yeah.
If DJ Moore is a fringe like 1-2, I think that team is dangerous. And if he lasts if he lasts like closer to like 3 years than 2, and is
Oh,
nice
I
over there,
think he
like
can.
that's pretty solid.
I'm really excited for what DJ Moore can do for Buffalo. I was jumping for joy. I even told my brother who I'm in a dynasty league with, I'm like, yo, I'll take DJ off your hands if you want. And then we both looked at each other, and it's salary cap dynasty, and he's $30. So I'm like, oh, he's $30. Never mind. it was funny because I would have taken him otherwise. Like he's a solid wide receiver. I'm probably gonna be drafting him a ton in redraft because I think he's gonna drop a little bit. But really like it.
Love it. Well, I like both of our builds just because I think I at least I went for a safer build. Normally early on I try some weird stuff in these mocks. I almost do like a themed pick where I'm like, all right, I'm going to be the latest to draft quarterbacks and stuff. I definitely wanted to do a boring-ish draft just to see how my values were on players. So like I don't think my draft is particularly special, but I don't feel like you can feel bad in a draft when it's mostly like value picks, and then I like that I had the Kincaid Gadsden double tap later on. Feels like if I can get 2 tight ends, that can finish with some spike weeks, have some high end outcomes, but didn't have to draft in the top 10 rounds. Feels pretty good. I feel like everyone feels pretty good about their tight end room only because there's so many more viable tight ends that it will be interesting to see just how far you can push going later at what position, because there's more viable tight ends than ever. I think there's actually more viable quarterbacks than we've had in a while. Like, we all know it's gross, but I feel like that the quarterback like 16 through 22 in the NFL, I think has not always been fantastic. And I feel like right now we're looking at a lot of that range as, we don't love them, but we're also being pretty critical, where like there is an upside we're not even like giving him credit for. Like Penix is dead, but it's like, well, he's injured, and like he doesn't have to be completely bad. Bryce Young had a tiny bit of like, all right, he's kind of back to relevancy. So I don't know. I feel like in Dynasty right now, tight ends are popular and there's a lot of them. Quarterbacks aren't as popular and there's more of them. If anything, it's like this return to like, man, running back's a desolate wasteland, and it always will be. So I think RBs, if I'm noticing anything, are getting pushed up. And how many times do we see like, oh, Tootin went off the board and it hurt, right? Yeah. Seeing Algier go off the board hurt. I mean, when I saw Breece Hall go off the board, I really felt like that was the end of it. Like at the 6-1, I was like, oh, crap. By the 6-2, basically by the 6th round, RBs look pretty dead for like a 2+ year dynasty window. And I haven't felt that way in a long time.
Well, he's definitely a tier drop, and then it's a big one, and then
Well, I guess Judkins, your Judkins pick, I think is very, very good there. So I guess Breece then Judkins is like the end of a tier for me.
Actually, I'll give it to ETN. So I mean, I'll probably go with ETN over here. I mean, I could maybe say Henry. I mean, Henry is, I was gonna say Henry right there. I mean, oh, thank you, sir. See, I love when I snipe somebody.
At least for sure things, right? I'm not saying Algier's not good. I'm not saying, I'm saying like for sure, how this is going to shake out, right? Like, yeah.
I mean, Henry, I didn't believe it until I saw it. Dude, Derrick Henry for the last 4 years has been a top 10 running back in full PPR, 4-8, 4-8 the last 4 years.
Yeah, man, it's
and
weird
he's 30. How is he? He's 32, right?
Yeah,
32, and just still killing it with the team. Now, granted, he could take a step back this year. They lost a lot of They lost 2 of their big linemen. They lost their head coach. They're changing up what they're doing. Like, yeah, it could be a different year, but he is still consistent every single year. So I'm liking Travis. I'm liking Derek. But I think he's more of a what Rave did here and grabbing him a little bit later, and getting him where he is. That's a great value. I wanted Javonte Williams very badly, and I was hoping he came back with where I got Darnold, but I'm glad that I got I was able to hit Junkins and get some young running back, coming off of an injury. New offensive everything, so we'll see how that turns out. I gotta find that stat about Tracy because that's killing me right now. But I'll find it later.
Yeah.
There was a really good stat that showed like he led the league in one of the stats like for like the running backs for like the last 3 years or something like that. And he's just been, on the top of this particular chart. I forgot what it was. And like Scadaboo was like 3 or 4, spots down. And I'm sitting there. Everyone's like, oh, they're going to go grab, Kenneth Walker. And they're going to go do this and go do that. I'm like, guys, we have our 2 running backs. We're really happy right now. Don't ruin it. Goddamn Giants fans. Anyway.
Damn Giants fans, man. Well, hey, man, it's been a draft.
Yes, sir.
It's been awesome, man. I think this was a draft where I think every single person had like a good draft because sometimes it's 30-second picks. So I think there's some picks that like everyone regrets. Like I can put my hand up and be like, yeah, I would have changed that. Everyone else would have it. Yeah. But I also think pretty much everyone's team that I can see has I can see at least 2 picks in every person's draft where I'm like, that was a nasty pick. That feels fantastic. And obviously, we're gonna get more efficient with the rankings.
Oh,
right?
for
so
sure.
There's gonna be less aberrant, like, oh man, that Downs pick, like, oh man, that Malik Willis pick. We're gonna have less of that, but good draft. I saw going in. I'm like, ooh, this is a pretty stacked draft room. I think everyone here is an absolute degen. So this was pretty good practice. I'm gonna have to break this one down a little bit later on and kind of think through it, get a couple more reps in, but. Yeah, good drafting tonight. I don't even know if I have any immediate like crazy takeaways outside of I think you're going to have to really make a decision on do you grab a running back early or are you going to be hyper aggressive in the middle rounds? But I don't think you can miss early and then like try to grab one in the middle and then hope it's okay. I think you're going to have to say if I don't take one in the first probably 3 rounds, right? And I just don't think the 4th round is really built for it. It's then you're going to have to understand what RBs in the middle tiers do I like and I'm comfortable reaching for because you're going to have to. Otherwise, we all like the same names and we all hate the same names. So it kind of becomes when do you reach because we're all going to have to. And it's more of a personal tiers ranking type of thing. So I don't know. That was my biggest takeaway. And I think quarterback's in an interesting spot. I'm not sure how I think about it yet.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think QB is going to be one of those positions that you either have to go real early or kind of wait a minute and be okay with taking some of the older talent that is out there and kind of hoping and praying that you're getting decent picks throughout your rookie drafts and hopefully you can get a guy here and there. But this is not the year for anybody to be grabbing those to be grabbing any of the rookie quarterbacks, in my opinion. I don't think anybody is really viable for me at this point.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I guess I got one more takeaway. Last question for you. I felt like in every single round, literally including the 20th round, there was a good wide receiver pick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, tons of wide receivers.
Like, I if anything, for me, it's Dynasty, so, like, premium wide receivers are premium. Totally get that. But I think, if anything, I decided at this first initial thing where I'm like, I want to have at least one elite sure thing for sure. That way it's not everything dart throws. But I think, I'm not saying you can wait at wide receiver, but if it's between, I'm looking at various positions and they're in similar tiers, I'm deciding what to go. I think I'm going to wait on wide receiver to not get boxed out of running back. I'm okay waiting at tight end because I think it's deeper. I think that's a thing. And I think looking at this draft, seeing like, loved Vince's draft, but seeing Laporta go at 8-2 and knowing I have Kincaid Gadsden at 11-12, that stuff like that is where I'm like, I feel really good. Seeing a likely go 9-4 and then getting Kincaid Gadsden multiple rounds later, absolutely smash that. So I think late tight end or later tight end is going to make sense. But I'm going to reach a little early on running back because I know I can get a wide receiver. Anytime I don't have a good pick or feel like I have a good pick or feel like I'm reaching, I have a good wide receiver pick. So I'm going to delay that just a little bit, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, I'm in the same boat. I usually wait on wide receiver regardless. Like I said before, it's so deep that you can pretty much grab one. There's always a good pick in every round. You can always find one somewhere that it makes it worth it. I almost rather wait in a lot of scenarios. In my scenario, I could have probably went with JSN, which is probably my better pick, or Gibbs. Either or, I would have been happy. But at that point, I felt good with Herbert getting back to me. I still had the option for Dart if I wanted to go down that route. It came back to me at Cook. I was happy with that. Odunze, I was really shocked to even have fall to me. Good, great. I'm happy with it. And all the rest kind of fell into place after that. Wide receivers, that were available that I could have grabbed. Yeah, DK was probably one of the ones that I shouldn't have gone with. I had
That was a panic pick,
Rashid.
though. I mean, you could just Joker card that one, right? 30-second draft. You can say like, hey, that was a smash pick.
I had Shaheed and Boutte both lined up, and Hummel ended up taking them. I had both that I really wanted at that point, and then I would have pivoted away from Horton and gone like Tesla, or Troy Franklin or something like that. So I mean, there were a lot of picks that I was a little bit against, that I was looking to like pivot here and there, but not many. And it was really just the hope of things going a certain way. So Vike says Raven says he regretted his McBride pick. Vike says, give me Hampton over every running back ahead of him, not named Gibbs or Hampton. Ooh, interesting. We were talking about that before.
Perk, I love the McBride pick personally. I think it's a fantastic pick there. I think I'm kind of bullish on their offense, and I like that literally no matter what quarterback is under center, he's produced under multiple coaching schemes and quarterbacks at this point. There are so many elite players that can't survive that. Look who went right before him. Justin Jefferson could not produce in a system that didn't have the quarterback fixed. Trey McBride did, right? So I think there's an underrated level of like he's at another level. It's you're drafting a safer wide receiver one at that point than I think anything else. Nico Collins has competition behind him. Pickens, this whole range. You go back. I think I wouldn't knock yourself on the McBride pick. I actually think McBride's pretty fantastic.
Oh, I thought it was perfect.
Yeah. And you're like, I get that lots of tight ends went late. In a 0.5 premium league where you're doing this much, I think it does kill your option to double tap later on, right? So that is a real consideration. You can't thread the needle like I'll tap myself in the back. I think I did perfect. But I mean, I got a little lucky, but I wouldn't hate the McBride pick there if you're knocking yourself. Going back to Victorious's thing though, how do you think about Hampton compared to the previous running backs, and having Hampton basically as the RB3 in Dynasty? So ahead of JT, Genty, Love, Achane. Do you think is that something you're closer to agreeing with, or closer to like not too spicy?
It's hard. It's a little spicy for me. I'm more on the boat of maybe not how this draft went. I'm not shocked that he went down here. This is actually something that we could that we're probably going to be talking to Phil about in a little bit, because this was definitely something we talked about this morning, about the concept of him going later, and it's kind of funny how he ended up going in round 3 comparatively to going in like the first 2 rounds. You see a guy like Achane who's on a new system, new coach. Genty, I didn't mind going where he went, which would be, running back 3 at this point. I think he is in a good spot where he should be. There's no one behind him. There's no one there. And they built up their line, knew everything. It's going to be a struggle a little bit, but he's still going to be heavily involved. And then Hampton is pretty much, right there, or, it's either Hampton or Taylor for me at that point. So, I don't hate it. Love is going to have to wait a minute because I want to see where he goes, but I don't mind Hampton. It's just, Vidal showed that he could do things last year and had a very good year as a backup running back, and stepped in and did well. And then bringing in Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell isn't anything special in my opinion. I understand you have a better view. You like him a little bit more than I do. But I don't think he does anything to really I think he's going to help the offense just spread it out a little bit. But I don't think it really affects Hampton a lot. I would put him at the 4 instead of the 3. But it's at that point you're splitting apples and oranges. Like,
Yeah, I can't get him to 3. I'll say I think Genty is probably my favorite buy low right now.
Yeah.
I really like what the Raiders are doing, and I just think when you look at the advanced metrics that Genty had, basically he was getting touched behind the line of scrimmage every single one of his rushing yards last year. was
Yeah.
coming after contact a
They
yard
had
behind the
to
line.
pass it to him. The only reason why he did good in any shape, way, or form is because they just got him on the, they just put him on a flare route and just got him on the outside every time.
Yeah, it's insane. I think. I mean, I think he has the absolute most to gain, and when it happens, you saw the pass catching ability, and it's like, oh, and I think you saw that with Hampton too. The thing that the best argument I should say for Hampton moving up the boards isn't like, oh, Hampton's just the most complete running back over there on a great team, good offense, great running back. It's going to work. I think it's that Hampton is so clear cut the best passing back on that team at this point. Keaton Mitchell's nice for that role, but that is not every third down passing situation. No. That is very niche situations when he's healthy, which is the guy gets like 3 touches a game, has buku yards, and he can't stay healthy on 3 touches a game. So like he's not going to get too involved, but I think it's underrated. People are saying, oh, pass catcher comes in, stuff happens.
I found it. I actually found it. I'm very happy with myself right now. Sorry. To give you perspective, it's the top 20 in career run score over the last 3 draft classes. Okay. So the run score for that particular grouping. Tracy is 90. His run score is 90.7. Career explosive run percentage is at 23%, which is very high. And then all the rest of what he has done is still in like the either high or medium. He currently, his run score was 90. The next one to him was Sean Genti at 82.5 or 82.9. And then it goes to Bashal Tutin at 74.4 and Isaiah Davis at 73.3, Cam Scatterbu 77 or 71.9. So we have, going back to what I was talking about, we have 2 guys in the top 5. There's no reason why in run score in this case. And at least for the last 3 years. So I'm really liking Tracy this year. Love him a lot. Sorry.
We'll have to. I'm in on the Giants this year. I gotta be honest. I don't know about Tracy. It's mostly because every time I get involved in these sorts of converted wide receivers into running backs, I like them more than I should, and I've gotten burned in the past. So this is absolutely I'm not objective about it.
I'm not drafting him as my RB1. He is being drafted as my flex spot. Like, he is just a cheap flex option that you can get near the end of a draft. Like in this case, he's in the 12-7, and this is for a dynasty. I can see him going probably around the same, if not a little bit higher in that, running back dead zone area moving forward. So,
I mean, to be fair, I think people overlook with Tracy that the reason we liked Charbonnet a lot during drafts was it's nice just drafting a talented backup that has an injury-prone starter. I think sometimes we like the starter, but we forget, hey, if there's volatility in the starter ahead of you, and it's volatility with injury history at the running back position, I think RB2s have gotten more popular as everything's a committee, and so just taking the cheaper player, taking the value, because when it flips, you get to supremely win. I think there's a narrative that we're too scared of Tracy because we think he could be the RB3 if they bring in additional competition from Scatterbu, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the competition has to be elite. If that competition is in this class, which doesn't have to be very good, I don't think it's very good. If Tracy does emerge as just the clear-cut RB2 and sheds off that competition, that doesn't actually become a thing. He is a talented running back in a good run scheme behind a guy that's going to be out of the league within 5 years for his own good, right? And this is saying I love Scatterbu, right? But the way he runs, remember, he's like a Thomas Rawls type of guy where, honestly, the way Pacheco kind of almost ran himself out of gas despite just running a little bit too hard is a good example. But we'll get back to those takes a little bit later. I'm probably going to call it. I've got a lot of Hampton takes. I'm spicy on Hampton. I'm spicy on Genti. But I'm not spicy on them against each other. It's more like I just like them a tier above the other options in that range. 100%. And this is probably the year where I'm more certain I'm going to go with a hero RB and be a little more RB heavy in the earlier rounds. I'd love to have 2 of them. Normally I'm a hero RB. This is the first year I'd say, like, if I can get a Gibbs and a Hampton, if I can get a Love, if I can get 2 of the 3 of Love, Genti, Hampton, something in those, I will double tap. and then just be done for a minute and then draft all the Braylon Allens that I love and that kind of a thing, right? But I think I've never done the double tap. I'm usually a guy that has one RB in the first 5 rounds in Dynasty. It's usually at the 5th round. So big change for me stylistically. We'll see how it pans out. Any thoughts in closing, man?
Nah, man. Everything's good to me. I am exhausted and need to go to bed.
Kids, man, it'll do it. Hey, appreciate you guys watching in YouTube land. Stereotypical. Like and subscribe if you can. It really helps us out. We're not the most popular kids on the block yet, but we have a good time. Great draft community. Would love for these guys to be featured on more videos on YouTube that get some play. We think we've got one of the best, most competitive draft communities out there, and I'll double down on it and say early in the season, at this point in time, with 30-second clocks, I don't think you're going to see many groups come together in mock draft lobbies that are as consistently competitive through 20 rounds as what you see in our community. I will double and triple down on that. I think we have a lot of dynasty crushers and redraft crushers that they don't know how to quit. And I think we get a lot of good reps early so that we don't have to make panic picks anywhere through the 20, 30 leagues half these guys are in. So credit to them. So I'd say like and subscribe, not for us, but give these guys a little bit of play so we can have more views on the Friday night mocks. Sick competition tonight. Appreciate all you guys coming out. Thanks for watching on YouTube.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time. Hope everyone has a wonderful night. See you later.